Hi everyone, this is 7th lecture on power analysis series, and today we will understand about static IR drop and its detection and fixes. So what is static IR? Static IR, as the name suggests, it is a steady state. It is a steady state voltage drop. Now, if you follow Ohm's law, what Ohm's law suggests is suggests that voltage drop is proportional to IR, and that is what we are basically saying, that I here is your average current drawn by the circuit, and then your resistance is your basically resistance of power delivery network, basically your power grid. So unlike dynamic IR, static IR drop does not depend on switching activity. So what are the causes of static IR? First primary cause, that is, there is resistance in the power grid. That is where the problem comes, resistance of power grid. And then second most common issue is your high current density regions in your design. Wherever the high current density is seen, not because of cell density, it is usually because of current density. Cell density can be there, but if those cells are not consuming that much amount of current, then that is not really the cause. We need to identify high current density regions. Poor power grid design is also one of the reasons of your static IR drop. So poor power grid design is also one problem. And then last one is your leakage current. If the design is too leaky, then also you will see the problem. So design should not be too leaky also. Now what is the impact of static IR? One is your cell performance will reduced. So reduced cell performance will reduce. Why? Because now transistor is slow to turn on, so propagation delay can also increase, because now there is a voltage drop. When there is a voltage drop, usually the load on the stress on the transistor will increase. That causes the transistor to slow to turn on. And then there is, because now this transistor is slow to turn on, so there can be a timing impact also. And then there, if the transistor is, in extreme cases, you can have a functional issue. So functional error can come if your transistor is extremely slow. That time we do not know whether it is 1 or 0, so that can be a problem. And then there is a degraded noise margin. Now because the transistor is too slow, we do not know that how the noise margins are, so it will be causing the degraded noise margin. Let us take an example, mathematical example, to understand what we are trying to tell you here. So let us say that you have a resistance in your power path. So let's draw one power path like this. Let's say you have a battery, and this is your, let's say, some voltage here, and after that you have some power grid. So power grid, you will be having a power grid with some metal drawn until you reach your standard cell. So your standard cell is, let's say, sitting here, and until the power comes to the standard cell, there will be some drop because of the metal. So in the metal there will be some resistance, because of which there will be some drop. So this is kind of, we are trying to give you the visual representation of how it would be. So let's say that in this case you have a resistance. In this, total resistance is 0.25 for this one, and 0.25 here, which will total add up to 0.5. So total resistance is 0.5, and let's say the current drawn is 100 milliamps, or 0.51. So that would be 0.1 amps or 100 milliamps. So basically total it amounts to 0.05 voltage drop. And now let's say your source, at this source it was 1 volt, though finally the voltage that got here, it is not 1 volt, it will be 1 minus 0.05, that would be 0.95 volt. So because of the static IR drop, you can see that now the voltage is not optimal, it has reduced. So this suboptimal voltage will cause impact of performance. So there will be performance impact because of this. Now let us see how in your physical design world it would be. So we have taken here an example of design. So it is your design, and what we are trying to tell you here is that this is this horizontal ones, these ones, these vertical ones are your power. So this is your vertical metal strap, and this is your horizontal metal strap. So this is your together that is making a power grid here. And what we are trying to tell you here is, when you place a design, when you place some cells, let's say you have placed some cells in this. Now in this, if you clearly see that cells are placed, but they are not having nearest power grid near to them, because this is a weak power grid. So we told you earlier that static IR drop can be because of poor power grid design. So what we are saying, poor power grid. Now for this, obviously the solution is you increase the metal straps. If you increase the metal, what will happen is you will have resources available. Currently, if you see, the current has to come from here to here, the power has to travel, the metal has to come to this point. So when you do that routing, that will increase the, basically that routing will not be optimal, and it will increase the resistance. That resistance increase will cause static IR drop. To fix that, we have to add the straps like this. When you add the straps like this, what is happening is you are providing an additional point, additional nearest point for this cell to get the power. So now the smallest path will be from this strap. Because of this, you will have easier routing done. Why? Because this is a it will be in the topmost layer. These both are top layer routing. This is also top layer, and horizontal one also top layer. From that top layer, you can simply drop the VL ladder until you reach the standard cell rail. That is why you will not be having a problem. This is the shortest path. But from here, this top layer to reaching to M0 of the standard cell rail, there will be a problem. It will be a higher resistance path. So if you are having a static IR drop because of the poor power grid, the best possible fix is fix the power grid itself. But let's say if you are in ECO cycle and you cannot go back to power grid design again, so what you can do is you have to add additional stripes. So other common solution is, if you can't fix entire power grid, at least add additional stripes. Additional stripes. When we say additional stripes, it is usually in the top layer or in the layer where you need it, where the violation is seen. Now coming on to visualization of static IR drop in tool. Upon completion of analysis, the tool generates reports to help understand where and all static IR violations are seen. The map is a heat map, color coded to identify the violations properly. The left one that you see here, if you see, this is a zoomed in version of where and all the violations are seen, and the numbers indicate actually the voltage that is seen in the that is seen at the cell side. So if you see here, it is 1.1, which is a violation here. It is just an example to tell you that it is violating, some voltage drop is seen. So if the voltage is, source voltage is 1.5, at that time it has dropped down to 1.1. So that is just an example actually. And this is in red, so it is basically a hotspot and it needs a fix. Now if you see in the right side, that is basically the scaling. So you have a scaling available in the tool, where you can actually change based on your need. You these all are violations, so entire design cannot be red. There can be some yellow and green or other color codes also. It is all dependent on the voltage seen at the cell side. So you can see there is one more example that we have taken here. We have drawn it for your assistance. So if you see in this case, the green ones are not violating, green ones are good, and color coded based on that. Yellow ones are also violating, but they are nearly just above the limit. They are not like too much violations. And then there is some orange ones, so this is also violation, but there is, that is slightly more above. And red ones are, there is one more, that is red one. Red one is basically a must fix. So must fix is all that is based on your based on your values that you are going to set in the menu. So this is the scaling that you set here, and based on that this kind of heat map gets generated in the tool. So this is a static IR explanation for how you identify in the map where and all which violations are there, which instance is violating. Now let us understand how do we fix the static IR. So what are the fixes? One, we have already seen that when we have a poor power grid, we need to improve the PG or power grid. We need to improve the power grid. That we can do when we have a poor PG. Now let's say you do not have the scope of improving the PG, or you do not have the scope to go back to redo the power grid. You can still do the increase. You can add stripe additional stripe you can add. And what you can do, you can also, so it is one part. Second part is you can also give the via density. You can create via ladder and you can increase the via density. What happens is when you have via density high, that time also you can get the lesser vertical resistance. Basically you can you will see that many flows, you can see that in many flows there is an option to add additional via. So that is called as via stapling. That option is called as via stapling, which reduces the vertical resistance. That also helps in reducing the static IR. That is another option. Other than that, you can also optimize the cell placement. Optimize cell placement. By doing that also you can reduce the static IR. Otherwise, at the system level, SoC level, if you have an option, you can add multiple power pads if that is under your control. It is basically conditional.
That is all for this video. We will come up with more interesting topics in further videos. Please do subscribe to VLSI Academy and let us know your views in the comment section. Thank you.